When they were in danger, I was anxious. I don't want to read this. I just want to unhaul it. So this is one of those situations where I just needed $10 more to add to my shopping cart to get free shipping. Hello friends, welcome to a new reading vlog. My name is Lacey. Let's talk about what I'm currently reading and what we're going to be getting into in this vlog. I haven't actually started it yet, but I'm going to be getting into Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher next, and I finished a book last night, so now it's time for me to get into this one. I am so happy because I had put a hold on the ebook for this from my library a long time ago, but now that I'm like ready for it, I went to go see how much longer it was going to be, and it said 6 weeks, and I was like, dang. I'm looking at this book, and while it is a small book, the text in here is a little bit on the small side, and I was just like, not really sure. I really prefer to read on my Kindle, so I like to get the ebook from my library whenever it's available. I was like, okay, well, let me just go see how much it costs. $13! Like, what the heck? So I was so tempted to spend that $13, but you know what happened this morning? I got a notification from my Libby app that the hold did come through, even though it said 6 weeks still. Yay! I'm so excited. So I will be getting into this via ebook on my Kindle. I am so excited. This is the book club pick for the book club that I co-run with my good friend Sadie over at the Library Lane and Cassie over at Cassie's Bookish Corner. Information about our book club is down below for you guys if you'd like to learn more. But basically, we read a book together every month. Can be any genre, can be any age group. And for the month of May, we have decided to read Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. I have heard that this is an adult cozy fantasy with a little bit of a horror aspect to it. It has like this element of tasks that have to be performed in it, and this kind of eclectic group of people working together, and all of that just sounds right up my alley. So I'm excited to get into this and to do it with the book club this month. So I'm also just like so excited that that hold came through from my library. Also, look at this like bone dog on the front. Cool, huh? So this is what I'll be getting into first. I am not starting a new audiobook quite yet. We will get into that when the time comes. So this is the only thing I know to talk about at the moment. There might be construction happening on my house very soon. I am currently in our summer hours at work, which means I only work 4 days a week. So what I'm doing with that extra day most weeks is intense cleaning on my house. And whenever I'm doing that intense cleaning, I am listening to an audiobook from my library of a book that I own so that I can kind of get through my TBR cart a little bit. So whenever I come upon my next day of intense cleaning, I will talk to you about what I'm listening to at that time. But as of right now, I'm not starting a new audiobook. So the construction on my house is actually a whole other video that I'm doing, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on this channel or my other channel. I do have another channel. It's called Bells and Disney, and it's all about my family's travel adventures. It's more of like my entire family rather than just me talking about books over there. So I'm not really sure where I want to put my house construction video because it's neither travel nor book related. So we'll see. This video is going up after I get back from vacation. I'm also going on a Disney vacation soon, and because of that, new videos will be going up on my Bells and Disney channel for sure. So if you're interested in seeing my family go on Disney vacations, I'll direct you to that channel, which is called Bells and Disney. I don't know what else is going on. It's the summer. Ava just has a few more weeks of school left. She's going to be starting summer camp very soon, which is exciting. We have that construction happening on our house, which is very exciting. By the way, we're getting a new back porch. We're like completely demolishing the one that we have and getting a new one, and we're so excited about it. It's something we've been talking about for like 12 years now, and it's finally happening. So all right, I'll take you along with us throughout the course of this vlog. Hello friends, time for an update. Since we last talked, I can tell you that we have not started construction on the house yet. The guys were supposed to come out this past week, but it was rainy like 3 out of the 5 days, so they didn't make it out here. Hopefully we're their next priority after like the weather gets a little bit better. So construction on the house is happening outside only. No one should be inside the house really while it's happening. I don't really know what to expect as far as like how long they'll be here, if it's gonna take a week or if it's gonna take 3 months. It really just depends on a few things. That is a whole other video that's probably going on my other channel, but I might also update you all as well, just so you know, because I'm sure it will be stressing me out a little bit, but I'm also just very excited about the whole situation. Anyways, I think that was the only life thing that we talked about, wasn't it? We also got gym memberships for the whole family, and it was pretty well priced for the 3 of us, and the gym has an indoor pool. So even if all we want to do is swim, we can go do that. Even in the winter, we can do that. So we're excited. Ava took some swim lessons during the spring, and they only had 6 lessons, but we are just trying to like make sure she can practice and continue to learn. And we'll probably put her in another round of swim lessons in the fall whenever they open them back up. So anyways, we just want to like get some practice and also just have fun. All right, let's talk about books. So the last time we talked, I was starting Nettle and Bone, and I have since finished it. This was a really quick read and I loved it. I gave this 5 stars. Did I tell you guys what this is about already? If not, it's about our main character Mara, whose sister is in this really bad situation with the prince. She's married to the prince and she's like determined to get her sister out of it. So she ends up teaming up with this dust wife and this kind of eclectic group of characters to get her sister out of that situation and potentially kill the king, or the prince rather. There's lots of travel involved. This one did surprise me a little bit, and the synopsis I think is a little bit misleading, but I also kind of like the twist that this had, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. That's just me personally. I thought that this was really fun and quirky. It also had some really like heartwarming moments in it, and I think that the main character of Mara is super relatable, even though this has like some horror elements to it. She is 30 years old, which I enjoyed that. I am well over 30 years old, but I still like reading about characters that are in their 30s or are not in their 20s at least, because there's a lot of that. I just really found that I cared about all these characters so much. There is like 5 or 6 of them, and I found that I loved them because when they were in danger, I was anxious about it. There's a couple of like animal characters in this as well. There's a bone dog as well as the possessed chicken, and it also has like a lot of humor to it. I know I'm not talking about the story itself so much because that part of it managed to take me by surprise in a good way, and I would wish for you to experience that for yourself rather than have me tell you about it. So as someone who's interested in like dipping my toes into the horror genre a little bit, I think that this was a good way to do that. There are definitely a few horror moments in this, but it wasn't so horrifying that I was scared or didn't want to continue. In fact, I found some of those scenes to be the most interesting, and I was very curious, like a train wreck almost. I couldn't peel my eyes off the page at those moments. Does that make sense? I don't know. It just had my attention in those moments. Yeah, did I sell you on this book if you haven't already read it? Quick little fantasy, high stakes, great characters, great character growth. I'm excited to chat about this with the book club once we've all finished it at the end of May. And yeah, 5 stars, and only my second 5-star read of the year, so yay. So the audiobook that I'm going to be starting first in this vlog is Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. I'm not the best at listening to intense fantasy books on audio, but I have kind of changed the way that I listen to audiobooks these days. This is another one of my audiobooks that I'm going to be listening to while cleaning the house. So the next room that I will be cleaning is, I think, Ava's room. I'm not cleaning this Monday, but I will be next Monday. So I might listen to this a little bit between now and then, but the majority of this will probably be listened to on that day of cleaning, and I will bring you along with me whenever we get there. But this is the 3rd book in the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. The first book I really liked. I gave it 4 stars. The second book I also gave 4 stars, but I don't think it deserves that. I think it's more of a 3, honestly, now that I've sat on it for a little bit. Is that what I gave it? Maybe I did give it a 3. Either way, I've been kind of on the fence of whether or not I even want to continue in this series, but I know some people really liked it, so I'm going to just go ahead and give it a try. I do see myself unhauling this series in the future. I don't think I'm going to love this one. I'm just going ahead and putting it out there. So the first book is all about our main character, Amelia Amelia, who finds her twin sister has been murdered, and she basically goes on this quest to figure out what happened and who did it. And she finds herself summoning this prince of hell named Wrath, and definitely there's some romantic tension between the two of them. Book 2 though was kind of weird. I felt like a different book altogether. There was definitely a lot of steamy scenes in it, but they all felt very like they didn't go with the story. Like they were just inserted in there and there wasn't really much story to it. So I'm wondering if this is going to be similar. I don't know. I just don't know if I love this series the way I wanted to. We'll see though. I'll keep you posted. Like I said, I haven't started this yet, and I probably won't really listen to very much of it until that date. So we'll chat whenever I have more to say about it. And that's all I have for now. We'll chat later. Hello friends, time for an update because I have changed my mind. I don't want to read this. I just want to unhaul it. So I'm going to. I don't have to read anything I don't want to read. This is my house, my channel. So I'm unhauling it, and I've also decided to unhaul the second book. I think I'm going to hang on to the first one just because I did like that one, but I don't think I need to continue. I think I can let the first one just live as a standalone in my head. So I have listed these on Pango Books. So I did open a Pango bookstore, and all the books that I am unhauling that are in decent condition, I'm putting there. So I'll try to remember to link that down below for you all. So the audiobook that I might get into next, because my library has it available, is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. This, I think, is a second chance romance. Maybe has a little bit of like a National Treasure type aspect to it. I'm excited to get into it. I'll let you know if I do actually pick this up. And then I wanted to mention, I did haul a book. So The Hype is Real for Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and I couldn't resist these sprayed edges. Cassie and Sadie were both talking about it, and this comes in right under 500 pages. I had to buy it, and I think I might actually try to read this summer. So I have a few things ahead of it before I get into it, but I think I'll read it whenever we get back from our Disney vacation. So I'm excited to jump on the hype train for this one. Hello friends. So tomorrow is the day that we're going to tackle Ava's room for cleaning and finish the audiobook that I've already started for Something Wilder. Let's just go in here and talk about it. So this is Ava's room. As you can see, this bookshelf here needs to be cleaned and organized. I'm gonna do a full clean in this room as far as like pulling all the furniture out and cleaning under it and cleaning on top of it and putting stuff away, organizing. One thing I cannot do by myself is organize the hammock, which we've already pulled all the stuffed animals out. And Ava is sorting them by size. And then she's going to help me put them back up here in a nice organized fashion. But I'm also going to finish the audiobook that I've already started for Something Wilder tomorrow while I clean this room. And this was supposed to be the audiobook that I listened to the entirety of it all tomorrow. But I've already started it and I only have 3 hours left. So I'm going to have to find something else to listen to after I finish this tomorrow to finish cleaning this room. So I will chat with you tomorrow once Ava is at school and once I get started on this room. All right, so we have organized the posters in Ava's room a little bit. Yeah. And the problem we have though is that the hammock broke or came out of the wall. See that giant hole in the wall right there? So I'm gonna see if my husband, whenever he gets back in here, can attach it to the wall again so we can get these stuffed animals back up here. Ava did sort them for us, but we just can't put them up because of the hammock. So anyways, also Ava did clean her bottom 2 shelves down here, so that's good. She organized her books. And then I'll work on the top 3 tomorrow along with everything else in this room. Hello friends, it is a Monday, so I am off work today and I am cleaning Ava's room today like I have already mentioned. We are currently in the middle of having some renovations done on the outside of our house. We are having some work done to our back patio, and I believe that they're coming today to put a roof over it. That's one of the things that we're doing with this back patio, is putting a roof over it. So it's very possible that there will be lots of loud noises today and construction people here. Hopefully they don't need me at any point and I can just stay inside the house and not be involved in any way, shape, or form in what they're doing. But I did just want to mention that they may be here today. It may be loud. I have set up the GoPro in the window here to record what they're doing. It's scheduled to start a time lapse at 8 a.m. So hopefully they show up at 8 a.m. and this can do its thing. Otherwise, I'd probably use the GoPro for my cleaning today in Ava's room. So that's something I might do on future cleaning days, is use the GoPro a little bit to do time lapses. But for right now, it's just me and this camera, and I am going to continue listening to my audiobook, which is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, while I clean Ava's room. I don't have a lot of time left in this audiobook, so once I have finished with it, we will switch over to something else, and I'll talk about that with you whenever the time comes. But yeah, all right, today is Ava's room, so I'm gonna get started in here. Hey guys, so I have finished cleaning Ava's room. The only thing I'm waiting on is her comforter to come out of the wash. Construction is happening. You may be able to hear it, but I'm happy that it's happening. I'm just very excited for that project, but that's not something I'm talking about in these vlogs. Like I said, that's its own video. I did want to tell you, I did finish the audiobook for Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. I actually didn't get this finished as fast as I thought I would and then jump into another audiobook like I thought, just with all the construction and everything. I haven't really been listening to it as much as I thought I would, but I did finish it today, and I'm gonna give it 5 stars. Like, I loved this. It was so good. I liked the romance in it, but what really bumped it to a 5-star for me was like the familial aspects of it, and I did kind of like the treasure hunting aspects. This also has like some very uncharacteristic, like, serious bits in it. Like, people die in this book, but I still had a really good time reading it, and I just think it's gorgeous, and I get to put it on my bookshelves. And yeah, 5 stars. Great audiobook too, by the way. That's all I have to say about this. So whenever I have started another one, we will get into that. Hello friends, so I have started The Nature of Witches. I actually have no idea what we talked about last, because I am filming like 4 different videos at the moment, like 4 different vlogs, and I do not know what we have talked about in each one. So I may have to like come in and do some supplemental clips, but I think I'm ready to tell you about what I'm currently reading, and that is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. So this is the audiobook that I just picked up, and it was available from Hoopla, which means there was no wait. And I actually really loved Wild as the Witch by Rachel Griffin when I read it last year, enough that like I had an arc of it, and then I went out and bought a finished copy because I loved it so much. So this one is about our main character Clara, who is an Ever Witch, and that means that like the witches in this world all have a seasonal power, but she has all 4 seasons of power, and I think she just needs to learn to control it. And so far I'm not thoroughly impressed with this. It is very slow moving. I'm about 30% into it at this point. It is a very short audiobook, and just like the audiobook, the way it's narrated, I'm finding that I can really increase the speed quite a bit on it. I think I'm like right at 2 times speed, which I never do. I usually am closer to like 1.5. So I think I will fly through this pretty quickly. But it is kind of slow moving, and our main character is training right now, which I don't usually love like training scenes and stuff, so I have no idea at this point. Like, I haven't even like read the full synopsis, but I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited to find out. Hello friends, I have an update for you. Not really about what I'm currently reading, but I have some books to show you. Also, I wanted to update you on Ava. Can y'all see her? This is Ava. Say hi, Ava. Hi. She's out of school now. Hi. You did have your last day of school, didn't you? And you're about to go spend some time with your grandparents. And after grandparents, what do you have?
Camp.
Yeah, summer camp. You excited for that? Mm-hmm. So we've never done a summer camp before, but I'm very excited to see how it goes. And it's going to be at Mommy and Daddy's work. You won't be with Mommy and Daddy. You won't even see us all day long. Yeah. But we're right there if you did need us for some reason, which you won't. But anyway, it's just convenient for us for when we drop you off in the morning, because you're right there next to our work. All right, well, that's all she has to update us on at the moment. I think we're a little puny at the moment. So anyways, the books that I have to show you are a couple that I'm hauling. The first one is A Cross Country Christmas, and this is by Courtney Walsh. This is a book that I have heard great things about. Of course, it's a Christmas contemporary romance book, and I love reading romance books, or at least like Christmas centered ones around Christmas time. So I just really wanted to add this one to my list. Someone was selling this on Pango, and I did have some Pango credits, so I didn't pay very much for this at all. But this is also signed and personalized to Madeline from the author here. It says Merry Christmas, Courtney Walsh. So I'm excited to get into this sometime. Not a huge priority even for this Christmas, but I'm happy to have it on my TBR. And then next, I have a box I want to open right here on camera. So this is one of those situations where I just needed $10 more to add to my shopping cart to get free shipping. So I found something that was $10. There's a cat rubbing up on me, but you can't see her, she's out of frame. I'm trying to get them to come say hey. Say hi, this is Taylor. Selena's down here somewhere. So the book that I hauled is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. I watch a YouTuber, Alexandra Rose, who recently read this and loved it, and then I saw that it was pretty inexpensive, like it was right at the amount of money I needed to fill my cart. I got to reading the synopsis and I thought it sounded really good actually. So I believe this is the first book in a duology and the second book is already out as well. But this is about Shiorianma, the only princess of Kyoto, has a secret. Forbidden magic runs through her veins. Normally she conceals it well, but on the morning of her betrothal ceremony, she loses control. At first, her mistake seems like a stroke of luck because it forestalls the wedding she never wanted anyways, but it also catches the attention of her stepmother. And she is a sorceress in her own right, and she banishes the young princess and turning her brothers into cranes. And she warns Shiori that she must speak of it to no one, for with every word that escapes her lips, one of her brothers will die. So penniless, voiceless, and alone, Shiori searches for her brothers and uncovers a dark conspiracy to seize the throne. Only Shiori can set the kingdom to rights, but to do so, she must place her trust in a paper bird, a mercurial dragon, and the very boy she fought so hard not to marry. And she must embrace the magic she's been taught all her life to forswear, no matter what the cost. I think this sounds amazing. I can't believe that I've let this slip under my radar quite a bit. The spine's really nice. It is a white, which isn't like always my favorite color to get excited about, but it is pretty. And it looks like the naked hardcover here is pretty plain with the exception of a bird that's kind of embossed in there. Not sure if you can see it too good, but it's in there. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this sounds great, and the hardcover was only, I think, 10 bucks. So I went ahead and grabbed it. One other thing to update you on super quickly, I'm not going to show you a detail of this or anything, but the construction on my house, as far as like what the contractor's doing and having people come out and build stuff, is finished, and I will show it to you now. So we have this new concrete patio. I think I already showed you, but it now also has a roof on it. It's very exciting. We did buy this couch at a secondhand store actually, and it was perfect condition, well priced, and we couldn't resist. We do have more work to do out here, but I just wanted to kind of share that the majority of like the loud construction updates is done. Hello friends, welcome to a new update. Today is Thursday, June 1st. We are in June. Very exciting. I do have vacation plans this month and Ava starts her summer camp, and I mean, I'm still in my summer hours at work, so that's all very exciting. Anyways, I do have bookish updates for you and even some book hauls, but I will talk about those here in a minute whenever I'm done getting ready. In the meantime, I wanted to tell you about this day that I'm about to have. So I am taking my summer day off from work today, and I chose today, even though it's like a Thursday, which is a random day to take, because my husband is out of town and my daughter is out of town. So I knew that I would have a ton of reading time today. So I also have other stuff going on too. I do have to finish the book that I'm currently reading, but that's for another vlog. And then I will start my next book, which I will talk about whenever I do actually get into it. And then I also have an appointment to get my hair cut today. It's just way too long. I'm not gonna get it colored today. I'll get it colored closer to like August, I guess, like whenever my work starts to get more busy and more people are there and stuff. So I'm gonna wait to dye it, but it is just like way too long and I need to cut it a little bit. I don't want it to be so long when we're on vacation. And then I need to stop by my friend's house at some point and drop off a computer for her. Other than that though, we're mostly just gonna be reading, and I think I want to film one video today, but mostly just reading. I do have to work tomorrow, so there's no like staying up late to get a book finished or anything like that gonna happen today. But once I have finished getting ready here, I have quite a few bookish updates for you. Hello, I feel like you're really close to me. Okay, so let's talk about our bookish updates. I did finish The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. I didn't connect with this the way I wanted to. It didn't hold my attention. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I did like the romance in it, but for the most part, I could take it or leave it. That being said, I do think it's a pretty good book. I didn't dislike this. I mostly enjoyed my time reading this. It just didn't hold my attention and I just didn't connect with it. So 3.5, it remains to be seen if I'm gonna keep this one around on my shelves. It is beautiful. I mean, look at that naked cover, but it just doesn't mean anything to me. This book doesn't. So anyways, yeah, 3.5. I then was going to get into one of these, either The Jungle Book or Salt to the Sea. I was gonna try to read both of these like in one weekend or listen to both of them on audiobook, but immediately into both of these audiobooks, I decided not to. This one, I didn't think I was going to be able to listen to. Same with this one. This is a story that I think probably deserves full attention, and I do think it's a book that I could get through pretty quickly. All of the chapters in this are super short. I just think that I should read this one physically whenever I do. However, I'm thinking about unhauling this one. I have since heard that this is a short story collection and not just like one story, and I don't know that I'm like super interested in it anymore. So anyways, that's the update on these two. And an audiobook that I had available to me, I didn't have to wait for, was Sarah Henning's It's All in How You Fall. This is a gymnastics book, and this is all about our main character, Caroline. She is like just about to hit elite status, but before that can happen, she gets this like life-altering injury and she has to quit gymnastics. And then she ends up falling for this guy named Alex, who is a 3-sport athlete. He's incredibly cute and incredibly off limits. I don't know why he's off limits. I was thinking maybe he was her brother's best friend or something like that, but it doesn't say in the synopsis. But either way, I think that he works with her to kind of try out other sports and figure out who she is without gymnastics. Like, that's always a big thing in books that are about gymnastics, is like, wow, my gymnastics career just abruptly ended. Now who am I? And I think she's going to fall in love with him at the same time. So while I haven't loved a bunch of books about gymnastics, I do love gymnastics and I'm interested in reading about it. So I can tell you that I'm 10% into this. So far, so good. There have already been 2 Hamilton references though, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm enjoying listening to this regardless. And then I wanted to show you a couple of books that I hauled. So my fairy loot for the month of May did arrive yesterday. It is so pretty. It is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and it's just, I love it. It's like this really cool black and white. I love how one of them's upside down and the other's not, and I love the letter that they're holding between the two of them. There's like gold embossing on this, and so it does have a black and white, kind of mostly gray spine, and same on the back. But look at the end papers. They're just black on the top and bottom, but they have these envelopes on the side here, and they almost put off like a Harry Potter vibe, especially with these like little stars. But here's the end papers, and of course this is signed by the author here. And then let's check out the naked hardcover. It is white with some gold embossing. Hang on, let me get this off here. Okay, wow. It's so cool. I love it. So this is a book that I think I'm going to really love, or I'm hoping to really love anyways. And it's also a book that we are reading for our book club for the month of August, I believe. Yeah, I think it's August. And I cannot wait. I'm just so excited. So anyways, I squealed a little bit when I hauled this because I just think it's so pretty. And then I also hauled Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is by Heather Fawcett. And this is a book that I feel like has been getting mixed reviews. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm like out of frame. But Macy over at The Bright Side Girl recommended it to me, and I have been vibing with Macy so much lately. I made her read, well, I didn't make her read, but I highly encouraged her to read This Vicious Grace, which I read earlier this year and loved, and she also loved it. And then she was like, okay, but you need to read this. So I immediately hauled it, and I do think I'm gonna read this relatively soon, like this summer, so excited to get into it. I didn't realize that there was no dust jacket. It's just printed on the naked hardcover hardcover here, but it is really pretty, and it's also got this like suede feel to it. It's soft. I love it. So this is exciting. So I'm up a little bit earlier than I thought I would be today. I'm going to take this extra time to clean the bathrooms because they are disgusting. And then we are going to get into reading, and I'm very excited to share with you the book that I'm going to be reading, but I'm going to wait until I actually start it later today. But yeah, all right, we will chat later. Okay, so I did clean the bathrooms this morning, and while I did so, I've been listening to It's All in How You Fall. I am now 30% into this, which I don't know, let's see, this is 299 pages. Wow, I didn't realize it was that short. So I must be around page 90. If my math is correct. So something like this. So that's exciting. I am really enjoying this. I think it's cute so far, and I already love this love interest. So I'm gonna keep plugging through this. I probably listened to this a little bit today, but I will definitely finish this on Monday. Today is Thursday. I do have to work tomorrow. If I don't finish it between now and Monday, I will definitely finish it on Monday, because that is another one of my big cleaning days for summer cleaning. So yeah, so far so good. Really enjoying this. I like our main character's attitude. Like, she is sad about the fact that she has to quit gymnastics, but she's also like willing to try new things. And I just really appreciate like her attitude throughout this. She's not like moping all the time, but obviously it is kind of a big life change for her. So I don't know, I think it's really cute so far. And also this love interest, Alex, is her brother's best friend, and really the only reason why he's off limits is because her brother said so. So yeah, it turns out Alex has a crush on one of the other gymnasts, and our main character Caroline has introduced the two of them. So I don't know like how that's going to end up playing into the story. It could be that he doesn't really have a serious crush on her, or that he used to, but she like caught wind of the fact that he used to have a crush on her, so she's like trying to help him because he's helping her with learning new sports. She wants to pay him back by introducing the two of them. So yeah, not sure how that will play into the fact that she's gonna develop a crush on him, but I'm excited to find out. So far, this is turning out to be a fun listen. Guys, I just watched Queen Charlotte on Netflix. Absolutely bawled my eyes out. I just watched the last episode. It took me about a month to watch the entire series. All the episodes were really long. So good though. I cried so much in the last episode. I want someone to talk about it with, so let me know down below in the comments if you have watched Queen Charlotte. I don't feel like I've seen as many people talking about it as I do Bridgerton. They're all so good. I loved it so much. That's all I had to say for this clip. I am still reading, but I just needed you to know that I did spend a little time watching Queen Charlotte. Perfection. Hey guys, so I am ready to start a physical read now. The book that I think I am going to read right now is Six Crimson Cranes, and I just hauled this, and for some reason I just really want to read it right now. This one's been out for a little while. The sequel to this is already out, but I just haven't read it yet, obviously. I think this sounds amazing. I can't wait to get into it. So I just love the idea of kind of mood reading this. Like, I kind of changed it up, my plans that I had, and I'm going to read this instead. So yeah, it's 454 pages. I am hoping to read a good chunk of it tonight because I am home alone. My cats are chasing each other. I will check in with you, let you know how it's going. Hello friends, it is the next morning. I do have to go to work today, but I wanted to update you on my progress in Six Crimson Cranes. I made it 90 pages into this yesterday, so I'm super proud of that. I read 275 pages yesterday. Most of that was for a different vlog, but I am just like so happy, so proud of myself, considering there was a lot of time during the day yesterday where I didn't read. But anyways, yeah, so 90 pages into this. So far, I am really enjoying it, and I love this main character, Shiori, and she has these 6 brothers, of course. It's not all lovey-dovey with all 6 of them, but they are family, and they like do feel a need to protect her, which is precious. And also I've noticed that there is a, hang on, this is way too heavy, I gotta set it down. So we have met this dragon character. He's super quirky and funny, and I love the two of them together on page. There also is no name that has been mentioned for the character that she's supposedly betrothed to. He's just referred to as Lord Bastion's son, or like the title of her betrothed, or the person she's gonna marry. Like, he's never named. So I wonder what's up with that.
And the stepmother, she is kind of scary. There's been a little bit of a reveal about her. And yeah, I mean, like, it's super interesting and I'm having a really good time with it so far. So I'm excited to get more into this today. Oh, I just realized it's been blurbed by Stephanie Garber, a dazzling fairy tale full of breathtaking storytelling. Anyways, I am excited to be getting more into this and we will chat when I have more to say. Hello friends, time for another update. So as you know, I am reading Six Crimson Cranes. I'm about 150 pages into this so far. Really enjoying it. It's super action-packed so far. It feels like the story is getting like new layers added to it with every chapter, and I love that aspect of it. I'm not like super motivated to pick it up at this moment. I think it's just because of like personal stuff in life, but it does move really quickly whenever I do get a chance to sit down and read. It feels like it takes no time to get through these pages. So while it is 454 pages, it reads quickly so far anyways. I think it really helps that it's action-packed. Like, it feels like there's something new and exciting in every chapter. So I do have my eye on book 2. It is already out, I believe, and I will order it if I end up loving this and want to continue in it. And I'm trying to quit putting so much space between the books I read, like sequels. So it's only 11 bucks actually. If I do end up buying The Dragon's Promise, I may try and read it like pretty quickly after this one. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I might try to read it sometime this year. So anyways, yeah, I mean, considering this was kind of a mood read, I guess you could say, I'm really enjoying it and I like the idea of this mood reading thing. So I'm not making any promises, but it is kind of fun. I know exactly what I'm going to be picking up next and the next book after that, but I want to be open to mood reading more. So anyways, having a good time so far. Getting ready to go live on Instagram. Hello friends, welcome to an update. I am home today. It's a Monday. I've been doing my summer cleaning. I did the living room today. I'm pretty much all finished. I still have a couple little things I could do, but I am definitely gonna take a little break. So I'm pretty tired. However, while I've been cleaning, I did finish It's All in How You Fall by Sarah Henning. This was so cute. I loved like the messages within this about like maybe not stressing yourself out over a sport as a young teen, and I really appreciated the friend group in this and how like no friendships were ruined over boys, so that was kind of nice. And I don't know, it was just a really good solid book. I liked both of them together and I liked the messages within it. As someone who was very much involved in sports in high school and had a similar mindset to these kids, I really enjoyed this a lot. So I had a good time. 4 stars, definitely keeping it. Gonna put it in the purple blue section of my bookshelves here. And I am now gonna sit down and get more into Six Crimson Cranes, which I don't have any new thoughts to share with you, but I'm definitely not gonna finish this today. It's gonna take me a few more days, but I am hoping to make pretty good progress. Like I said, this is very action-packed. I love the dynamics between our main character, who I really like, and her brothers, and time moves very quickly in this book. The author does let us know like how much time is passing at any given time. So yeah, I am enjoying this a lot. Gonna sit down and read right now and we will chat later. Hello friends, welcome to an update. I have finished Six Crimson Cranes. I loved this book, but I do have one problem with this. But first I'll give you like my overall thoughts. So I really loved the romance in this book. It was really cute and sort of subtle. It wasn't like the main point of the story, but it was there and it was good. And then I loved the familial relationships in this book. This one does explore not only the kind of precious relationship between Shiori and her 6 brothers, but also the relationship she has with her stepmother. It was just really well done. This had an interesting way of weaving in a bunch of classic fairy tales. Like there were bits of Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, probably some other stuff I'm not super familiar with, but it's just like, it was really well blended and also had this really rich like Asian culture in it as well, especially like you know, with the dragons and the language and all that. So I'm kind of torn on what to give this. I'm kind of between a 4 and a 5. Like, I at times think it could be a 5-star read. Sometimes I think maybe it's just more of a 4.5. I think on Goodreads I said 4.25, but you know, take my reviews, take my ratings with a grain of salt, because I am at the point in my life where I just never know how to rate anything. So anyways, I'm giving this a 4.5, but I think what I wish is that this was a standalone. So this does kind of set up book 2 a little bit in a way that made me want to read it. So I went looking at reviews and it has a significantly lower rating than this does. So that almost never happens with sequels on Goodreads. So that had me a little worried. So this one has like a 4.24 and the sequel has a 3.8, which is not a bad rating, but for a sequel, it's kind of low. So I did go looking through the reviews and it sounds like either a love triangle is going to be introduced or that our main character is going to be separated from her love interest for a significant portion of that book, and I'm just not interested in either of those things. So I kind of wish that this one had tied up the loose ends a little bit more and been a standalone. I actually think that this could be a little bit longer, because while it is very action-packed and very fast-paced, there's a lot that happens in this, and it is 454 pages. I think we could have used a little bit more development, or, you know, like why we should care about Shiori's brothers, which I did love them, don't get me wrong, but I think we could have used even more. And same with the relationship with her stepmother. I think we could have used a little bit more in the beginning of this book to set up some tidbits that become important later in the book. And then I think it should have wrapped up in a way that we don't have to read book 2 to know how the second part's gonna go down. So I just think that this one could have stood alone beautifully, and I have to give it a 4.5 or kind of dock it a little bit for that. But I really loved it a lot. I'm not going to continue in the series, but there is like a companion to this coming out, I saw, and it is called Her Radiant Curse. I'll put a little picture right here. It comes out in August, and it is the stepmother's backstory. So like her young adult novel, I guess you could say. And the cover is beautiful. I might be interested in this, but I'm not gonna like rush out or anything and get it. I might just like add it to my wish list and see what happens, see if other people are talking about it. But yeah, 4.5 or so. Really loved this a lot. Just wish it was a standalone. So that was a very successful mood read for me. It makes me want to mood read more. And I'm also just super interested in reading more like newer releases and reading things whenever everyone else is reading them, because I have a tendency to buy them when everyone is talking about them, but then they sit on my shelves for years. So I do want to get better about reading the new releases sooner and like when they're popular. So that's all I have for this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe on your way out. If you have not done so already, I am trying to post one video every week. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!